All right, let's just jump right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to completely flip the script on how you source products for your online store. Look, we're not just here to look at some trendy items today. We're actually going to learn how to build a powerful, fully data-backed engine. Think of it like a literal machine that's designed to constantly discover, vet, and pump out winning products before your competitors even know they exist.
But first, I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever picked a product to sell based purely on a gut feeling? Like, just on vibes? I mean, we've all been there, right? You see something cool, you think, man, I bet people would buy this, and you just jump in. But let's be real here. Relying on luck and gut feelings to stock an entire store is incredibly frustrating. Not to mention, it is ridiculously expensive when it doesn't work out.
And honestly, that's exactly why those traditional methods are so deeply flawed. Copying your competitors? That just means you're perpetually one step behind. Guessing based on personal taste? That's a gamble. It's not a business plan. And chasing viral products? That usually just guarantees heavy competition and a warehouse totally full of dead inventory. We absolutely need a better, data-backed way to do this.
So here's our actual blueprint for the engine we're constructing today. We'll start with the product guessing game, move on to spotting the right growth phase, validating with TikTok and Amazon the 3 viability checks, and finally running your discovery engine.
Okay, diving into part 1, the product guessing game, or as I like to call it, escaping the endless scroll.
I'm sure you're super familiar with the exhausting reality of endlessly scrolling through marketplaces, literally just hoping to spot a trend. But here's a crucial truth to keep in mind. Without data to back up your decision, that find was largely just a lucky guess. Hope is not a business strategy, folks. To build a sustainable brand, we need this engine to generate consistent, vetted leads based on hard data, not just whatever happened to pop up on our feed. Which brings us right into section 2, spotting the right growth phase. This is the raw fuel for our machine.
To get the best possible fuel, we have to look for products early in their trajectory using trend tracking tools like Exploding Topics. The main classifications you need to care about are regular growth and exploding growth. Regular growth is just what it sounds like, consistent, compounding growth over time. Exploding growth is that sharp, rapid upward surge. Now, exploding definitely sounds more exciting, right? But it actually requires way more scrutiny because it could just be a passing fad. Regular growth is often your safest, most reliable sweet spot because it proves real, sustained demand.
And remember, growth phases matter far more than raw numbers. Think about it. A product with 50,000 searches sounds incredible, but if its growth has already peaked and is actively declining, that's a terrible investment. Compare that to a product with maybe only 8,000 searches, but it's classified as regular and climbing steadily. That smaller, compounding trend, that's your winner, because you're catching it before the whole market gets saturated. So when you're really digging into trend data, there's a very specific checklist of indicators you want to see. You want regular or early exploding growth. You want the speed of that trend to be constant or exponential. You want low volatility, meaning the trend isn't wildly swinging all over the place. You obviously want positive sentiment from consumers. And finally, a 12-month forecast predicting continued growth. If you find a product hitting all these marks, you've got some incredibly high-quality fuel for your engine.
But raw fuel isn't enough on its own. So we hit section 3, validating with TikTok and Amazon. This is our pipeline.
Look, before a product ever becomes a top seller on Amazon, the buzz almost always starts on social media. Check out this staggering statistic. The US TikTok shop saw 120% year-over-year growth in 2025. I mean, that is huge. Over 80% of shoppers say they discover new products there. So if you want to catch a trend at the very beginning of its life cycle, you have to be monitoring the conversations happening on social media well before that data shows up in traditional search volume.
So we got to bridge the gap between that early buzz and actual real-world buying intent. Early social signals like TikTok views, engagement, hashtags, those tell you people are interested, but you need hard validation metrics. Things like Amazon bestseller rank, revenue data, and SEMrush search volume. That proves the spark is actually turned into a fire where people are pulling out their credit cards. Your engine absolutely needs both sides of that equation.
Oh, and here's a really quick modern pro tip for your validation pipeline. You also need to check AI search visibility. Just take the product term you're researching and plug it into ChatGPT or Perplexity. See what comes up. If those AI search results are already heavily recommending massive, established brands for that specific category, it probably means the SEO landscape is completely locked up and it's going to be incredibly hard for a new seller to compete there.
Okay, assuming your product passes validation, we enter section 4,
The 3 viability checks. Think of these as the heavy-duty filters protecting your business.
These 3 steps are non-negotiable. Step 1, calculate landed cost margins. Step 2, verify sourcing reliability. Step 3, assess competitive saturation. A failure at literally any of these stages means you drop the product and move on. No exceptions.
Let's actually look a bit closer at step 1, because this is where a ton of sellers get trapped. It is so easy to fall in love with top-line revenue numbers, right? Oh wow, this product is doing $80,000 a monthly Amazon revenue. Sounds amazing. But here's a harsh reality. If you calculate your landed cost, so freight, duties, fulfillment, platform fees, ad spend, and that $80,000 only yields a 6% net margin, that is a terrible, unsustainable product. Always, always run the actual profit margin numbers before committing.
And for that final viability check, competitive saturation, use this specific question as your ultimate litmus test. Go to Amazon, search your product, and ask, are there products with under 200 reviews ranking in the top 10 search results? If the answer is yes, awesome. There's still room for you to enter. But if every single listing on page 1 has thousands of reviews from massive brands, the market is totally saturated. It's just too late. Pass on it.
Finally, section 5, running your discovery engine. This is the motor that keeps everything turning.
You have to establish a strict, systematic monthly cadence for this to actually work. Day 1, track new emerging topics. Day 10, review those trends to see if classifications have shifted, like did something jump from regular to exploding. Day 20, pull fresh data exports to analyze. And day 30, and this is absolutely crucial, ruthlessly cut stalled products. If a product moves toward peaked or fails your margin checks, just drop it. Keep that pipeline incredibly clean.
Now, just a quick aside. If you're running a massive team and want this whole pipeline on total autopilot, there are advanced enterprise options. You can actually pipe trend data from tools like Exploding Topics directly into your internal systems via API. It's an investment for sure, starting around $1,000 a month, but for high-volume sellers, it fully automates that raw fuel intake.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The e-commerce landscape moves unbelievably fast. Who do you honestly think is going to find tomorrow's trending product first? Will it be you, endlessly scrolling and guessing based on vibes? Or will it be your brand new data-backed discovery engine? Apply this framework, follow the data, stick to your viability checks, and go start spotting those winners before anyone else does. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.